If you are 40 and over and making content, you want to watch this video. If you just feel like you're stuck because you're not getting enough views to make the type of money you feel you deserve because of the quality of content that you are producing. So watch this video as I rank YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok on ownership of your content, censorship risk, monetization, and the odds of a predictable $3,000 a month. So with YouTube, you own the channel, but you don't own the relationship. Now, search does a great job of keeping videos earning for years because it will continue to recommend them even if they aren't your most current videos. But you still have no exportable email list. Google owns that as the parent company of YouTube. So for Instagram, reach depends entirely on the algorithm. Meta owns it, no exportable audience, and the feed content has a much shorter shelf life than search, which isn't very good to begin with. Now let's look at ownership on TikTok. The platform just changed owners in January of 2026. It was a forced US divestiture. ByteDance now has only a 19.9% ownership stake in the company, which means that the new Oracle Silver Lake MGX consortium now retrains your entire algorithm. YouTube is better than Instagram, and it's better than TikTok. But here's the thing, none of these three are actually all yours. Your earnings can drop with no warning. Advertiser-friendly guidelines can cut quietly into a video's income. Appeals exist, but the process is slow and opaque. It was a couple of years ago now, and I had 44,000 followers on TikTok. Then one day I tried to log on to my account and I found out that TikTok, without my knowledge or permission, had allowed someone to change my email address, change my password, change my phone number, and change everything about my account. They took down all my videos, they changed the name of my account, and then they blocked my own access so I couldn't see it because I knew what they were doing and they didn't want me to see what they were doing. Then I promptly went to TikTok and I said, I did not authorize these changes. This was my original email. And you know what I heard? Crickets. They didn't care. So a 44,000 person audience that I had spent years building with live daily trainings on TikTok disappeared overnight. So needless to say, I am not a huge fan of that platform. Reach can vanish with no explanation, just like it did with me. It can do the same thing on Instagram. Meta's guidelines plus widely reported shadow banning means you have no clear appeal when the reach drops, and you are very unlikely to get it to return. Now, I don't want you to think it's all doom and gloom and there's no hope. There is, but it's not necessarily tied to the platform. It's tied to a different income model. And that is why I want you to check out the Cash Flow Path, which is our 7-day free trial inside of the community, after which it's only $7 a month. You can cancel at any time. And this is the path that allowed people like Cindy to get to $3,000 a month in 30 days with a community she owns teaching English as a second language. Now back to the video. Censorship on TikTok, the whole platform is at risk. It is the least transparent moderation of all the three. They don't tell you why. They just make random decisions about things violating community guidelines so they can shadow ban your reach on recorded videos and they can restrict your live reach on live streams. And 2026 proved that a platform can be legislated away almost overnight. So the verdict, once again, YouTube is better than Instagram and TikTok in that same order as the stability tracks the control. The monetization on YouTube is still the best, and it has been unchanged since 2007. It's 55-45. The ad revenue split does favor creators, the same rate as any channel. But with an RPM of $2 to only $13 per 1,000 views, depending on niche, you have a very low likelihood that you're going to make full-time income. Monetization on TikTok is better than it was, but it's still razor thin. Creator Rewards only is going to give you 40 to 80 cents per 1,000 views, which, although it's 20 times better than the old Creator Fund, it's still not very good. You need 10,000 followers and 100,000 views in a 30-day period just to qualify for a program that's going to pay you less than half a dollar per 1,000 views. There's no platform payout to speak of on Instagram. There's no standard revenue share program. Reels bonuses are virtually gone on both Facebook and Instagram. And the stars pay is about a penny each. The only real opportunity for growth and monetization on Instagram is brand deals, which are becoming few and far between as corporations try to pinch influencers, UGC creators, and brand deal seekers. So the verdict, once again, YouTube's better than TikTok, and TikTok is better than Instagram. Only one of the three has a real structured system. Now, the odds of making $3,000 a month, we're going to now measure those. 600,000 views a month at best will get you, with a modest math of $5 RPM, which is $5 per 1,000 views. You would need 600,000 views every single month to average $3,000 a month. And that's still tied to an algorithm that you don't control. And the average is 17 months before you can get to a self-supporting income. On TikTok, it's even worse to try to make $3,000 a month. You would have to get between 3.75 and 7.5 million views a month. That's virtually impossible. And that's what the Creator Rewards alone would take. That's repeated virality. not predictable income, and you got no chance in hell of making that happen. $3,000 a month on Instagram, there's no native path at all. Mid-tier creators report $1,000 to $5,000 a month, almost entirely on brand deals, and it depends on somebody else's budget, not the output that you create. So once again, the verdict: YouTube is better than TikTok and better than Instagram. Best of the three still isn't that good. YouTube wins 3 out of the 4, but none of them wins on the one that matters, and that is predictable income. Predictable income comes from a room that you own. So you don't face ownership issues, you don't face censorship issues, and you don't face monetary restrictions. Think about it like this: if you own the room and you charge people $49 a month to get in the room, to be with you and access your content, 50 times 49, that's $2,450 a month. It's predictable. There's no algorithm required. And the real timeline is maybe $1,300 in 6 weeks or $3,000 MRR in as little as 30 days. Now, I call that room the cash flow path, and it's built for creators who are 40 to 60, who already know their craft, their skill, their subject. And the link's right here. No pressure. Come see for yourself, because you can only find out whether or not this is for you by taking the 7-day free challenge, soaking up all the knowledge you can in there, and then deciding whether or not it's for you after you've been on the inside so you can make an informed decision.